Hi there, hey there, I'm Aaron, and this is Camp Peculiar, a channel for visual storytellers who are interested in using AI art to support their webcomics, comic books, graphic novels, or animated stories. And you know what? You hold on to whatever you're sitting on currently, because MidJourney just released the remix option, and it's a total game changer for making webcomics or graphic novel type characters with AI. All right, so here was the problem, and still is sort of the problem, but not as much of a problem. Let me make that make sense. Okay, so you needed a character for your webcomic, your graphic novel, whatever you're working on. You generate that in MidJourney, and you got something that you really liked. The problem is you were kind of stuck with the facial expression that MidJourney gave you. Of course, there was a lot of prompt hacking you could do, something I've covered on this channel. You could bring it into Photoshop, and hey, see my video on using Photoshop's built-in Smart Portrait. Still a very important part of the AI comic character creation toolchain. But by and large, it took a lot of effort to get new facial expression. And we need those with AI comic storytelling because we need our characters to be able to participate in kind of any conversation and have any emotional reaction to that conversation, right? And I tried to address this problem on a previous video called A Simple Trick to Get Different Facial Expressions and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. That video's still fine. Go watch it. It's great, whatever. But the process, the way in which we do that has fundamentally changed because of a new setting that MidJourney's released, and that setting is called Remix. MidJourney's new Remix feature was basically what I was trying to do in that Simple Tricks video, but now it's built into MidJourney, so you can generate an AI comic character and change their facial expressions with a ton greater of ease, which is totally a phrase that people say. I was so excited by this new remix feature that I created an AI character facial expression character sheet. That's not the name of it. That name's way too long. But go over to camppeculiar.com and then go to the resources section, and then you can find my character facial expression sheet, whatever. It's on the screen there. I don't know what I ended up calling it, but we're going to use that in this video here, and it might help you catalog and organize the different facial expressions that you need when developing a comic character. Okay, so this process is super simple, but let's get into it. First, you're going to need MidJourney and have some idea of how it works. Once you get past that, you just head over to your Discord client or the Discord web app or whatever and type in /settings. You'll get a bunch of fun boxes, which you can turn green or gray. It's a really fun activity. The one that you want to make go green is all the way at the bottom with the 4 dice there, and it's called Remix Mode. Did they choose the number 4 on the dice because typically in MidJourney you get back 4 images? I like to think so because it's a tiny little detail of storytelling that I appreciate. Make sure that Remix Mode is not in gray but is in green, and then that's all you need to do. You're ready to go. The next thing that you're going to need to do is create a comic book character or a character for your comic that you're working on. The prompt that we're going to use for this particular example, which I haven't run yet, so I don't even know if it's going to work, but we're going to go with female comic book, elf ranger, no expression, no emotion, illustrated in a comic book style, no background, 9:16 aspect ratio. And let me just call your attention to 2 little things in that prompt, and that is the no expression, no emotion. The reason why I'm putting that in there is twofold. It's 2 reasons, and they're folded together into this explanation. One is that I want to try to develop a base character, a character from which I am going to remix into the other emotions. So I kind of want a baseline, a default. And if you look at the character sheet, you download that and open it, you'll see the first column is for your default base expression. The other reason I put those in there is to sort of have a placeholder area to put in the other words that are going to change the emotion of the character when we remix it. So I know I'm going to take out no expression, no emotion, and I'm going to put in 2 other words that describe the emotion that I'm trying to get. More on that in just a second. All right, so we turned on the remix setting in MidJourney. We generated a character that we like, this one here in the lower left, this elf lady. And the reason why we like this one is because it's a good, clean shot of the head. There's not many bits of the hair or the top of the head cut off. It goes all the way down to the midsection, so it gives us more range to work with. And the expression is nice and neutral, but not upset. Sometimes when you put in no emotion or no expression, it actually ends up being sort of a negative-looking face. And this is a pretty good default one. So that's something like you're looking for. Here's the next step is we're just going to upscale that. So step 1, generate the image and find the one that you like. Step 2, upscale the one that you like. In this case, number 3. All right, so we're going to just copy that image, then bring it into Photoshop. And hey, look, I have that fun character motion sheet that I talked about that you can download from camppeculiar.com. And it has facial emotion tests of a different character in it, which I will just get rid of right now. And then you're just going to go ahead and with the guides turned on if you want, or you're really good at moving things around, you're just going to go ahead and paste that in there. The boxes are already sized perfectly for an upscaled 9:16 aspect ratio. So all you have to do is drag that into the right one. This is the profile one, so we'll put it in the profile row. This is the side profile column, and insanely more difficult to generate. More on that maybe in a minute. So we'll just put that in the default pose. All right, so this is the fun part. This is the exciting part. We get to go remix this Elf Ranger character who needs a name. This lady's name is, I don't know. First, we need a production name, and that's going to be YouTube Unplanned Videos. And the character name, of course, this is Lady Cabbage, I believe, just because of the outfit alone. There we go. Okay, so you can fill in the rest of this. You can copy your base prompt in here as well, which is not a bad idea, so you just don't lose what your base prompt was. I mean, you can always find this in Discord and in the MidJourney app front end. And now for the fun part, we get to create all these different emotions for Lady Cabbage using the remix feature in MidJourney. So let's do that now. It's really easy. We just go up to this base image upscale and we click Make Variations. Because the remix setting is turned on, we get this box instead of it just launching into its processing cycle. And this is where those two little placeholders kind of come in handy, even though they're not totally necessary, which is instead of no expression, we're going to say big smile. And instead of no emotion, we're going to say happy. You can try joyful. You can try please. You can try big teethy smile. Whatever two kind of words you want to put in there is what you're going to put in there to try to change the facial expression. And it's going to work pretty good. The more you change the other parts of the prompt, the more it starts to deviate from what you originally had. But after you get what you want in there, you hit submit and you wait. And if you want to cross your fingers, I'm okay with that. I don't think it's necessary because the MidJourney programmers and powers that be did a great job. But if you're a cross your finger kind of person, then there you go. All right, so we got back our remix versions of the happy face. What you're looking to do here is find the one that looks the most like the character. And you're going to have some concerns right away because they're not all the same, right? And they look like they're done in a slightly different art style. More on that in a second. So find the pose that you like, the smile that you like. I like this one here in the lower right-hand corner, which is why I would upscale it and get variations of that. Keep in mind, when you upscale the selection that you like, it probably will return a little bit to the original art style versus staying in this low non-upscaled version. As MidJourney upscales this image, it's going to add more information to it, and it will probably return to the style you were originally in, probably. If not, what you can do is click the V button to get variations of it and add a style word back in that helps MidJourney as it's remixing your prompt head back towards the art style you're looking for. So here we might say painterly or like oil painting and give it a very low word weight, but we'll go painterly there. So this is the image that we got back after upscaling it, which it doesn't look like the thumbnail that you saw. It has like a little bit more of a painterly feel to it. So we'll just go ahead and copy that image, bring it into Photoshop, paste it, and we'll put it right next to, we'll go with this as Joy. So we'll put it right there. Another good thing to do would be to separate these from their background using the Magic Wand Select Subject. Check out my video called, I think it's called 5 Tools in Photoshop to be quicker at doing art. I'm almost positive that's not the title of it, but it's something like that. And I go over the Select Subject and a bunch of other stuff in that video. All right, so here's where we're at. We turned on the remix settings. We generated a character we liked. We then created an upscaled version of that character, created variations of that, and changed the emotion word. Then we got back this. As the style starts to drift, we're going to put in style information in there to try to get it to go back towards that direction, or we're just going to cut out the face and put it over the top of the base model. So when you're ready to do the next emotion, I recommend going back to the base image and doing that from that image's Make Variations button. That way that you're not getting sort of a slightly different style on top of a slightly different style, and you're getting what I'm going to call AI prompt style creep is what's going on there, and you want to kind of avoid that. So maybe go back to the base style and try that. Also, note that you can put other things in here other than facial expression. You could put like smudges or battle scars or scrapes on the face or something like that. All right, so that was MidJourney's remix feature and a little bit about how you can use it to create consistent expressions and changes to a comic character that you have. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. If you did, I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, like, subscribe, do all those things that you normally do with a YouTube channel that you enjoy. But more importantly, I don't even care if you do all that stuff. I would prefer, actually, if you just stopped watching immediately and went out and started creating stuff. Create a comic, create some kind of visual story. I would love to see it. I would love to know about it. Tell me in the comments below what you're working on, or just say hi, I like that too, and I will see you next time with another video.